The Nigeria-South Africa Chamber of Commerce June breakfast meeting focused on improving the health and educational institutions in Nigeria. Hosted by Chevron Nigeria, a leading player in the oil and gas industry, it was an opportunity for it to share how it has been impacting communities through its corporate social responsibility program.
Partnership is core to the way Chevron does business because we believe strongly that, first of all, we do not have a monopoly of knowledge and that there are people who might be more capable to handle certain things that we're not able to handle, even though they may not have the resources to do so. So we're always looking for synergies. We're looking for people who have the same vision as we have. And not just in our social investments, but even in our core business areas. We're partnering with companies. I mean, we are working with Sasol in developing EGTL. We're working with various other oil companies in developing our deep water projects. So we're always in partnership, and we collaborate with people who have similar visions and commitment as we have. So usually the expertise that we require to complement ours are usually found in the non-governmental organizations, in government, you know. But we've also had partnerships with the private sector. The GMOU was something we developed about 10 years ago as a community-driven sustainable development model. It was a desire to give the communities the driving seat in their own development. Prior to that, we used our resources to develop communities close to our operations. We found that that model didn't quite meet our satisfaction. People tend to have dreams. They know where they want to go. And if you give them the help and guidance, they would get there. And so what the GMOU does is to build the capacity of local communities to take over development activities in their areas. In some of the areas where the GMOU is in operations, the local governments have not performed nearly as well as the GMOU communities have performed. In fact, what we now have are community leaders contesting for political office because of what they've been able to accomplish through the GMOU. A lot of the things that we see being done with the GMOU is done by the people themselves with resources provided by Chevron and partnership with governments, NGOs, and local government. So what we found out is that this is a simple model that requires a lot of guidance, monitoring, and evaluation to improve.
He speaks further on Chevron's role in improving education and healthcare in Nigeria.
As I said, education and health is not our core business in Chevron because we are an oil and gas company. But education and health are core to how Chevron does business. We are fundamentally focused on these two areas in our social investments, and we have done quite a bit. In the area of health, we have built chest clinics in 24 different states in Nigeria. We have built medical laboratories. As I said when I was speaking, the laboratory at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, we went into a partnership with that teaching hospital to build that molecular DNA laboratory. And it's been instrumental to the success of managing the Ebola outbreak in Nigeria. So we're doing quite a bit in the area of health. In the area of education, we have spent billions of naira on scholarships. This year alone, at the University of Port Harcourt, Most of the first-class graduates, those who graduated in first class and second class upper, are recipients of the Chevron scholarship. We're very proud of the quality of our program and the impact it's having on society.
As Nigeria enters a critical phase of redefining its education and healthcare sector, the role of the private sector cannot be overemphasized, and Chevron has done a great contribution in its own capacity.